this is coming from a man that I've always said I've hated Hulk culture. I do, but let them do it. I also said let them do what they want. Is that I prefer Claire Huxtable over fucking Amber Rose any day, but that's just me. But anyway, transitioning on. Fellas, I might need your help with this one because I saw 50 Cent trending, and then like a lot of black women was angry at him, and I didn't see the reason for them to get angry at him. So on that Little Wayne podcast, Tucci got his own podcast and shit, and 50 was on there, and what he was saying on there, I don't feel like it deserved the backlash he deserved, but maybe I'm missing something. So, am I? What did y'all see when y'all saw that, or when y'all looked at it?
All right. So basically, he was saying that black women aren't exotic enough, and that they're angry and jealous and bitter because they don't because like they're not in the role that a lot of these lighter skinned non-black racially ambiguous girls again. It's that same shit, like how rappers want a foreign chick, but then when it comes to a dark skinned black woman, they're not really fucking with her like that. It's that same shit that he was perpetuating, and that's why a lot of people was really getting on his ass. And I think Lil Wayne was also like co-signing this shit at the same time. So it's like, bruh, it's the same shit they got with Kodak Black with when he said that the dark skin are too gutter and shit, and he want himself a light skinned chick. So yeah, and me personally, I had an issue with it because as a lover of dark skinned black women, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna if I see someone coming for them, my natural reaction is to defend them. You feel me? So like what 50 Cent said, it really bothered me because like if you really boil the shit down, black women are the most exotic out of all the races. If you really want to be technical, dark skinned black women, there's some like people forget in slavery. That's the reason why they was getting raped the most because they were exotic. When they saw the freaking indigenous women that was running around, what did the colonizers do? They started going around them too because they look exotic. It's a white supremacist narrative that perpetuated that enabled the rape of black and brown women. So when you perpetuate that type of shit, and then you as a black man says that, oh, she ain't exotic, I want me one of them racially ambiguous chicks. You know what I'm saying? I want me a chick that speaks Spanish. There's black women that speak Spanish. Are they not considered exotic? You feel me? You can, bro, like black women are the only women to consistently have every flavor you could ever want. If you want mocha, there's black women that's mocha. If you want fucking dark skinned chocolate, you got that. If you want it on the lighter side, you got that too. All black women. If you want one that speaks Spanish, there's those. If you want one that speaks French, there's those. If you want one that can speak 5 languages, go to fucking Africa. You feel me? There is like this narrative that black women aren't exotic is literal delusion. It's literal delusion because they come in so many forms. They come in so many different, you know what I'm saying, like aspects that you could find what you're looking for in black women. If you want that exotic chick, if you really want that exotic chick, nigga, go to Haiti, go to Jamaica, go to South Sudan, go to Kenya. Yeah.
But wouldn't biracial ambiguous, like women, if they mix with black, aren't they considered black too?
Well, in America, they're considered black because of the one drop rule. But if you went to any other place, they're not considered black. They're considered mixed race.
That makes sense. I never really thought that the one drop rule was the most valid way to look at it. Really,
yeah. But I don't get mad at people who adopt one drop rule because that was literally an institution that was perpetuated in America to justify the fact that a slave master had a child with a slave and now this is the result. Oh no, you're still a slave going to work. While in other places they claim their children. That's why a lot of Dominicans don't like to say they're black. Because they was claimed because a lot of those mulattoes and a lot of those mixed people were claimed by the Europeans. So they subscribe to their belief more because, at least I'm not a slave. I could be the overseer. And then I'm looking at myself like I'm a European because that's where the power is at. Shit. You know, so we're still dealing with a lot of power dynamics within that regard. And that's why a lot of Africans, they don't say, oh, a mixed person is black. They say he's half caste. They say he's mixed race. They have that same shit in the UK too. In the UK, most of the black people are primarily from other places. There's no indigenous black UK person. They're either from Jamaica, they're either from Ghana, Nigeria. Like, there's no centralized, identity for black UK people, and they bring their, what's it called, their cultures and their traditions around and shit. So there, it's your mixed race. But in America, we're the only ones that really say, oh, if you're mixed with black, you're black.
Tony, did you hear about this, or do you have anything to say about this?
I hear it. I guess people just want something different that they don't see every day. So assuming that's exotic.
That's what exotic means. Something that's different from you.
Something you see every day. So you see. I mean, you're in the hood. You see black females all day, but you see somebody with different skin complexion, they probably think that's better or something exotic. Like, people do that with cars. People do that with cars. People do that with watches. People do that with anything to want something somebody else don't got. I'm assuming. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but I mean, that's how I feel about it. Like, you want something that nobody else don't got, so you automatically thinking that some light skinned chick, or some chick from another island, or another chick from a different country or something like that. That stands out more when you look at it rather than what she's saying.
Yeah. People with money, they want different things. They want exotic things.
Yeah, they want to stand out. I mean, you gotta think about it like this. Like, when you're in the hood, I mean, a lot of people want certain clothes or certain stuff that nobody don't got. Nobody don't go to the neighborhood store and say I'm fresh. They want something they could get online or somebody else don't got, or some shoes nobody got. They want something that nobody else don't have.
So I do my clothes shopping.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so to answer about what you said, like, I understand when you said that, these niggas like all they see is black women, but at the very same time, that narrative can also be perpetuated by someone in Africa that says, "Oh, all I see is Ghanaians all the time. I want me a Nigerian chick, but she's still black." You feel me? Like,
yeah, but didn't I hear that a lot of people in Africa and the islands are a lot of the white females are bleaching their skin?
Yeah, there's a skin bleaching problem, but that's because of the standard of beauty that was perpetuated on them. You understand? So it's not necessarily the fact that, oh, they look exotic, so I want to be like them. It's, oh, I was literally forced to see them as beautiful and to see myself as ugly, so I'm gonna bleach. You know me? So you can't really equate to.
Yeah, true.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to say you're reaching, because obviously, Father, you grew up different than most other blacks. Am I correct to say that? Am I kind of correct to say that?
Yeah, I grew up with the Ghanaian culture. Like, it was for me, it was a mix. So, like, when I was outside, it was, American culture, of course. I grew with black people and shit like that. So that's why I'm able to, relate to them. But at home, it was like Ghanaian culture and shit. So.
Okay. With that being said, because I feel like people should have watched the whole thing instead of the snippet. I'm not going to say the snippet makes them look bad, but I feel like a lot of people hopped on is because he said black bitch, and I feel like if you just heard the shit he said before that and after that, it wouldn't sound so bad. So this is why, I used to tell people context matters, and I'm not jumping on anybody. You can still feel how you want to feel, but before he even got to the whole like this shit is different, he was talking about, well, for one, he has a black girlfriend. I don't know if anybody ever noticed. He's dating a black chick that I think she's American or some shit. But other than that, the conversation, like the shit he was saying before that, he was talking about how like one of his homegirls was talking about they was suffering from PTG, which is post traumatic growth, and it was just like, and he gave this example, it was like when his mom died, and he said when it rains, he used to say it's raining because my mom died, and then he said when he got older, he realized, oh, it's not raining because my mom died, it's raining because it was raining. And then he gets to this point right here because he was talking about how he first got got all of his money and all that stuff, and he started going to see different worlds. You're starting to see different women, and then he was like the women in his hood, because that's what he was talking about. The women in his hood was like, why are you fucking with these foreign joints? And he's like, that shit is different. That shit I've never seen it before. Which Tony has said. He was like, when you see something different, you just kind of like want to go to it and all that other stuff. It's just really different. And one thing, and the thing after that, he was talking about when he was talking about the black bitch, he was talking about defense mechanism. And an example he used after that was he brought Ghost and Tommy from Power, right? And he took them to Southside Jamaica, Queens, and he was talking about how this dude. He had this heavy bop. He was because he saw a car he didn't know, and he was unfamiliar. And he was talking about how his defense mechanism was like he was trying to be all hard. He had a gangster bop with him. He like tried to look like he had a thing on him. When he saw 50 pop out, and he was like, "Oh snap! I didn't know that was you." And he was talking about how his whole vibe changed. And then he saw Tony and Ghost, and it was like he was just real relaxed. He went from being real stoic and heavy to like being just relaxed. So the whole thing about Black Bitch is he was like, I have a defense mechanism, which he's talked about many of times. It's like him and his paranoia. Because another example he brought up was like when he was about to ghostwrite for Diddy, and I think Diddy walked into a room, and then he like instinctively grabbed his gun, and because that was just his paranoia and his defense mechanism is to grab his tools. So he was really talking about this defense mechanism with most women. It's just like, yo, you just killing my vibe, just back off of me and all that stuff. So I don't know how much people are going to take that, but that's why I said he wasn't really talking about black women, and he wasn't. To me, when I heard that, it was like, well, he really wasn't talking about black women, or he was just basically talking about him and his defense mechanism. And like the people that he knows asking him why you like fucking with this foreign shit because you said that shit is different. And when I thought of that, it reminds me like when I got in the Navy. When I got in the Navy, I'm seeing a bunch of ethnicities I've never seen before. I'm seeing a Filipino dude for like a first time is when I saw one in the Navy, and I'm asking him about his culture. And like when I get into A school, it was like two women that stick out. They was both African, and I think one was Nigerian. I don't know what the other one was, but it's like they had heavy African accents, and I was drawn to them. And these are black women. I get to the boat, and one of the few girls I seen, she had a southern accent, and the southern accent was heavy. And the examples I'm giving is all black women. And it was just like, damn, that shit is sexy. Her accent is fucking sexy. I'm really drawn to that shit. So like that shit is different. I don't really hear that from me being in DC. You get like Kill Mo, Jai Likes, and all that other stuff. I'm not hearing these from them. I'm hearing like women with their own slang and their own versions of femininity and all that other shit. It's like, yo, that shit is different. Let me go fuck with them. When we was in Dubai and Tony took me to Astoria Hotel, I swear to God, it was like women of every ethnicity just walking in. It was like Ethiopian, Russian, Asians, Japanese, like your Chinese, your Japanese, some girls from like Ethiopia, some girls from other parts of Africa that I don't really know. There was one joint from Cameroon, and she was just built like a damn stallion. And it was just like when I'm seeing that, it's just like, oh my God. It's just like, yo, you got women of every flavor in there here. You just like want to try a piece and all that other stuff. So it's just like, I understood what he was talking about, but I didn't think it was a big, to me, and this is what I'm saying,